Are you living life on autopilot? Things aren't bad, they're comfortable, familiar, and maybe even a little predictable. And for the most part, you're okay with it. But then sometimes you get this feeling like something's missing, or maybe you're just not where you thought you'd be by now. So you feel dissatisfied and restless, just looking for your next breakthrough. But what if I told you that dissatisfaction doesn't mean that you're stuck? What if I told you that it's actually a really powerful sign that you're exactly where you need to be? Because before the breakthrough, there's the ordinary. In every great story, the hero starts out in a world that's familiar. And while we can judge it as good or bad, to them, they're just used to it. It's just ordinary. Maybe in your own life, your routines feel easy, even if they're not completely fulfilling. You know how to get your needs met in your current situation. It's comfortable, it's predictable. And while you might be okay with that most of the time, sometimes you get that feeling if that this is all there is. And if you would be okay with that if it was. And that's where this tension comes in, right? Because you kind of want more. You want the house, the car, the relationship. You just feel like there's bigger and better waiting for you, but you're not like quite sure what that feels like, or even if it's what you really want. And that tension creates this itch to fix something about ourselves or our situation right now. But what if the answer isn't to figure out how to rush and change everything? What if the answer is to take stock? Because what if the habits, routines, and even the tension you feel right now are actually building a foundation? I have this theory that the hero's journey that you see in some of your favorite movies can actually be a guide for your growth journey. Just hear me out. Every great hero starts their story in the ordinary world. Like Mulan, for example. When we meet her, she's preparing to meet the matchmaker, but it's clear that Mulan's not the average girl. She hasn't prepped, she isn't super excited about it, but you can also see that she's resourceful, brave, and willing to stand out. At first, Mulan doesn't see how those traits could lead her anywhere extraordinary, especially when the people around her don't exactly get her either. She feels kind of stuck, unsure if she's enough or if she'll ever live up to expectations. She doesn't realize that the things she's questioning, her unique nature, her boldness, and resourcefulness, are the traits that will make her into a hero. Mulan's transformation doesn't happen solely because of new experiences, but because she refines and amplifies the qualities she already has. And that's what tipped the scales. So, what's this got to do with us, right? Well, we have an opportunity that Mulan didn't have, the chance to solidify our vision before we take action. If you want to get from point A to point B, you have to know where you're starting from. Well, without recognizing your current needs, strengths, and desires, you risk setting goals that aren't aligned with you authentically. We don't want to do that, okay? We don't want to have to do all this work just to undo it later. So this is the part that we do for clarity and direction. It's also super easy to be in our regular routines and only focus on the dissatisfaction that we feel. We think so hard about where we want to go that we fail to recognize the value in where we're at. Because right now you are touching so much gold. You're equipped with so many valuable traits. Just like Mulan with her resourcefulness and her bravery. They might not seem like anything crazy to you now, but just watch how they pop off when they're put to the test. Because if you're paying attention, like really paying attention, your ordinary world is full of clues about what's coming next. And lucky you, you've already been working on what it takes. It's so easy to think that transformation is about becoming this brand new person, but it's really not about that. You don't have to leave who you are now behind. Not completely. You can learn how to refine what you already have. And the best part of that realization is that you don't have to wait for the perfect moment to start. You're ready now. And maybe you're like, I don't know, I don't feel ready, I'm not sure. Well, let's get convinced. This is what you're going to do before you make that vision board, set that goal, or organize that planner. You're going to ask, what does my life look like right now? And where am I trying to go? You're also going to ask, what are my habits, routines, and priorities right at this moment? Not what you're going to transform it in tomorrow. What does it look like right now? You also want to ask, who am I at this moment? What defines me? What makes up Kayla? But you're not Kayla. Put your name there. And also, what do I value? And how does that drive the decisions that I make? You might not see it now, but your ordinary life, your everyday life, is setting the stage for your moment. You're not behind, you're not late, you're exactly where you need to be. This is just the beginning. If this resonated, check out my last hero's journey video here, or I can definitely relate. You can check out my visual diary here. And join for free on Patreon if you want early access to my YouTube videos before they drop, or you can get a paid membership for extra content and journal prompts. And I want to give a big shout out and a thank you to my patrons. You guys are holding it down. Okay, sending love and healing your way. Bye. Don't fall, please.